The airport was a symphony of chaos, suitcases bumping across the tiled floor, overhead announcements echoing through terminals, and travelers rushing from gate to gate like they were racing the clock. Among the thousands of passengers at JFK International Airport that afternoon, one stood still. Alone. He was about 6 years old. Freckles on his cheeks, a red backpack dangling from one shoulder, and eyes filled with fear as he scanned the sea of strangers. "Dad," he whispered. "Dad?" But his voice was drowned out by the noise. And in that vast airport, as the world rushed by, no one seemed to notice the lost little boy. No one, except for Hannah. Hannah Jenkins had her own problems. A single mom from Ohio, she was heading back home after a job interview in New York that had ended with a polite rejection and a plastic smile. She had her 18-month-old daughter, Lily, perched on her hip, a diaper bag slung across her shoulder, and just enough money in her account to get through the day. She was tired. Hungry. Heartbroken. She just wanted to get on her flight and go home. But something about the boy stopped her. Maybe it was the way his bottom lip trembled. Maybe it was the same way Lily looked at her when she was scared. Maybe it was just being a mom. Hannah knelt beside him, balancing Lily on her knee. "Hey, sweetheart. Are you okay?" The boy turned to her, tears now spilling freely. I lost my dad. He was on the phone, and then I turned around and he was gone." Hannah's heart squeezed. "What's your name?" "Max." "Okay, Max. I'm Hannah, and this is my daughter Lily. We're gonna help you, okay?" He nodded, but she could see the fear in his little eyes. Hannah took Max by the hand and walked to the nearest help desk. The attendant barely looked up. "You need to find airport security," she said briskly. They tried security. There was a long line. Max was beginning to shake, and Lily started fussing from hunger. Hannah checked the time. Her boarding group was up in 10 minutes. She hesitated. If she stayed, she'd miss her flight. But if she left Max alone, she couldn't. She wouldn't. As the gate agent made the final call for boarding, Hannah turned away from the gate, and toward the frightened boy. "I'm not going anywhere," she whispered. She wrapped her arm around Max as if he were her own. 3 hours passed. They moved from one terminal to another, from one security office to the next. No one had reported a missing child. No one seemed particularly concerned. Hannah tried to comfort Max with stories, shared a granola bar she had tucked away for Lily, and even managed to make him smile once or twice. Her phone was nearly dead. She had no idea how she was getting home now. She had spent her last dollars on that flight. But none of that mattered right now. Max needed her. Finally, a private security team arrived. "Ma'am," one said sharply. "Is this Max Langford?" "Yes," Hannah replied cautiously. Before she could ask anything else, the lounge doors burst open, and a man in a finely tailored suit rushed inside, his face ghost white and desperate. "Max!" The boy turned. "Daddy!" The man dropped to his knees, scooped Max into his arms, and hugged him tightly. He began to sob, something Hannah didn't expect from someone so powerful-looking. "I thought I lost you," the man whispered. "I thought I lost my son." He looked up at Hannah. You stayed with him? You didn't leave him alone?" "No," she said gently. "He was scared. I couldn't walk away." Only after the emotional reunion did Hannah learn who the man was. Graham Langford. Billionaire tech mogul. Founder and CEO of Langford Innovations. The man who had just led a 3-hour private search across the airport with FBI involvement and security lockdowns. But to her, he was just Max's father. "I don't know what to say," Graham said, his voice cracking. "Everyone else passed him by. You stayed." She shrugged. I'm a mom. That's what we do. Do you have a job? He asked. She hesitated. Not anymore. 2 weeks later, Hannah received a certified envelope. Inside, a plane ticket back to New York, a job offer, and a signed letter from Graham Langford himself. He wasn't just thanking her. He was giving her a chance. Langford Innovations had created a brand new role for her, Family Outreach Coordinator, based on values of compassion and humanity, inspired by the woman who didn't walk away. The offer included a competitive salary, full benefits, and on-site childcare for Lily. On her first day, she walked through the towering glass doors of Langford HQ with Lily holding her hand. She passed employees in sleek suits, walls lined with awards and patents, and one particular framed photograph that made her stop in her tracks. It was Max, smiling, holding his toy airplane. Beneath the photo, the words, "Kindness isn't always recognized, but it always matters." Graham came up behind her. "He still asks about you every day," he said. "I'm glad he's okay," she smiled. "You saved his life," he said. "And changed mine." Months passed. Hannah thrived in her new role. She created support programs for employee families, launched single-parent assistance groups, and helped build a workplace culture centered on empathy. She often told her team, "You never know how powerful one small act can be. You don't have to be rich to change someone's life." And every holiday, Max insisted on sending Hannah and Lily handwritten cards, sometimes with glitter, sometimes with stickers, but always signed, "To my hero. Love, Max." Looking back, Hannah often reflected on that day in the airport. She didn't gain anything by helping Max, not at first. She lost her flight, her last few dollars, and a little more hope. But in holding that little boy's hand, she found something far greater. Purpose. Connection. A new beginning. And as for Max, he may never fully understand what happened that day. But every time he sees Hannah, he lights up. Because to him, she's not just the woman who saved him. She's part of his family now. Life doesn't always give us obvious choices. Sometimes it gives us moments. Moments where doing the right thing costs us something. But in those moments, those brave, selfless, ordinary moments, we discover who we are. And sometimes, we save someone else's world in the process. Because kindness doesn't ask for attention. It just holds out a hand.